Hello YouTube, it's me, the director again, here with an epic battle against DarthChocoboz. I'll link you to his YouTube account right at the top of the video. So yeah, he leads off with the champ, and I lead off with my Jirachi, which is the bane of every player's existence who has ever fought against it. Just ask El Presidente and Unlucky Black Cat. So I go for Tia Wave, hoping to slow this thing down, at least maybe try to get power hacks on it occasionally. But he has Lumberry, and that kind of made me sad. So he dynamic punches, I get confused, and here he goes into his Gliscor, predicting a second T-Wave, but I go for Trick to get like a Toxic Orb, but on the Machamp, because better to get residual damage on that thing, but getting residual damage on a Gliscor is also good. So yeah, the Toxic Orb kicks in, I'm confused, I set up my rocks, I wasn't really fearing an Earthquake here, I don't know why. I guess I could take it after seeing the dynamic punch damage. So here I set up my Wish. And here he keeps going for knockoffs, expecting me to switch out. So here he goes into the champ, as I was trying to get back. I think I was trying to get Trick again to get back my Toxic Orb. But anyways, Wish kicks back in after confusion hacks, and I'm basically back at full power. So now I T-Wave this again, and yeah, the champ is down. The Machamp is basically like slower than before, and I could get power hacks now. And he dynamic punches again, and I'm confused again. Here I go for another Wish, and I believe he gets power hacks again, which kind of mattered because otherwise another dynamic punch would have taken down my Jirachi. So I go into Jet Li, and he takes the dynamic punch decently, but yeah, actually doesn't take it well. But the Wish will give him back whatever I have. So here I go for Fake Out, thankfully no confusion hacks whatsoever. I got very little confusion hacks here from the champ. So I see my Batavid, go for my Rider Punch, and that doesn't do much. And he goes for a Dynamic Punch and gets the crit, which definitely mattered. Otherwise I could have kept Mach Punch in this thing. So I go into Zuul, just a revenge kill, you know, go for Flamethrower. And yeah, that's one Machamp down. So it goes into his Jirachi, and I was not really confident taking this thing down. It could, because I know Jirachis are faster than Houndoons. They're going to Race X,
secretly his older brother.
And I was expecting like a T-Wave, expecting Power Flinch as well. But he U-turns, goes to an Azumarill, and I was thinking Aqua Jet, and I didn't want to take an Aqua Jet, so I go into my Tentacle Japan. Don't think too hard about that nickname. So he does go for the Aqua Jet, and I use this opportunity to set up my Toxic Spikes. And he switches out, goes into his Jirachi again, and yeah, starts setting up. And here he goes for a U-turn, expecting like a second, expecting like maybe like switch, I think. And he gets a crit, which doesn't really matter at all. I took that well. So yeah, he goes into his Vaporeon, gets poisoned, regular poison, not badly poisoned. There was only one layer spikes at the time, and now I set up my second layer. So anything he switches in will be badly poisoned, as long as it's not steel or flying. So yeah, as Vaporeon's taking some poison damage, I went for Sludge Bomb, but I should have expected the switch hit Jirachi, to be honest, but whatever. So yeah, here I switch out, go into my own Jirachi, and I see Zen Headbutts, and that does nothing. So here he switches out, goes into his Gliscor, expecting me to go for T-Wave, but I just set up my Wish here. And here I trick, but this is where I realized like you can't get back your item without holding something, I guess. Oh well. But yeah, you Earthquakes, and that takes me down, so I'm sad. So I go into Race X, and he was expecting the pin Power Ice, and switches into his Vaporeon to take it. And that does nothing. So here I was expecting him to switch again, because no one would keep in a Vaporeon on Jolteon, so he switches, goes back into his Gliscor to take the T-Bolt. But I went for Fake Tears instead. And that works out in my favor. And here I go for Shadow Ball in case I wanted to switch into something to take the Hidden Power Ice, or to think I'd overpredict and go Thunderbolt. But I don't, I just went straight for it. And here I find out this Jirachi is Scarfed, because it U-turns and is faster than me. And yeah. Goes back, switches into his Raikou, and that thing gets poisoned badly. And yeah, Let's recover. Also, this Raikou will impose will do nothing. So I go into Zuul, and I thought it made a misplay, but actually works out in my favor, and I get my Nasty Plot on. So yeah, he goes into his Vaporeon, I guess expecting the Flamethrower. But yeah, I just go straight for Dark Pulse now. Because everything he has is neutral. It will take neutral damage to Dark Pulse, and I was not going to go for Flamethrower, Hidden Power Grass, or anything to just, you know, get damage done. So here he goes into his Jirachi U-turns. Does good amount, and goes into his Raikou, and I just Dark Pulse again. I guess he was expecting me to go down to one U-turn, and I would have expected the same. But I don't. So I Dark Pulse, Raikou goes down, and here he goes into his Mizumo, and I was thinking, maybe you think I'll use a different move, maybe not Aqua Jet, but he does. And I was like, oh, whatever. So there goes my Zuul, and I no longer can keep up the sweep. So, gets poisoned and all that stuff. I go into Japan. Here I expected him to switch into his Jirachi, expected my Sludge Bomb, but I go in for Surf. I just out-predicted this guy, like, left and right. So yeah. Here he goes for Zen Headbutt, and it missed, and that matters. That really matters, because in the next turn you will see how much damage that Zen Headbutt would have done, and it would have been a 2-hit KO at this point. So yeah, Zen Headbutt. And to make things more surprising, I did not get Flinch Hacks. And I actually get Surf, the second Surf off. But yeah. Either way, if it did take it down, I would have just used my Dragonite that I had, but didn't use, to just outrage it, and the Zumo. So yeah, I go for Sludge Bomb on this thing, and I get a crit, which I think mattered, but still, like I said, I have a Dragonite on. So it was a good match. Very, very, very one of my most better battles of recent times. And I shall see you all again for my next YouTube match. Laters.